Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to talk about Rose. That's right, I've never made a video on it, but we did look at it a few times on the Patreon live stream. Last Tuesday we looked at it and determined that actually it was pretty bullish, to be honest with you. It's been bullish for a little while, and it still continues to be bullish, and in fact it's getting even more bullish as we speak, not just because it's green today, obviously. I know that that's what people are going to say. You're only making a video on it because it's green. It's easy to say it's bullish when it's green. Yeah, I know. Rewind, join the Patreon, have a look at what I was saying on Tuesday, and then talk to me then. But look, I'm not in it. I'm not trading it. I'm not buying it. I haven't bought it. I just bring it to your attention because I like it. And second to the video I made yesterday about the overall expectation of the crypto market over the next 12 to 18 months. I'll leave a link above my head, one of those floating links. Click on that just to give you an idea of where we are right now and what we should be expecting generally. Not so much about with particular price, but as far as time and projection. But let's get back to Rose, right? So Rose, interesting chart. And also, by the way, we're doing a Patreon live stream tonight if you want to join that. So we've got a fresh golden cross that's just been kicked in the last few days. We've also got a conversion baseline cross and a green portion of the cloud. Price action has been above the cloud, and now the Chiku span is closing above the cloud. Also, it has already closed above the cloud, but if you have a closure like this or higher, it'll be absolutely pure conviction that this is going to create a pump signal, and you'll be looking for that pump signal to take us up to the next major area of resistance. Now, looking back at this chart, it reminds me a little bit of INJ, right? And I'm not saying that it's going to end up like that, but a chart which behaves and respects its own chart. So it responds to signals, setups, whether that's formations, moving averages, itchy clouds, whatever. It respects it, and so with that we can take it seriously, or at least take it a little bit more seriously than some of these other coins with low volume, low liquidity, on smaller exchanges that really, are they worth doing TA on? Does it mean anything? I don't know. But something like this, I think it does, and we can see that it's responding well. So if we get this pump signal tonight, we'll be looking for a much bigger move. Now, obviously, the first major area is going to be up here around 14 cents. It's obviously not too big of a move, but if it breaks through there, and again, we're quite close to that level. We're talking about 15.5 cents off the back of this pump signal. Which wouldn't be too bad. It's a 17% move in a trending move. So this isn't just a pump out of nowhere. This is a trending move. So a pump initially could take you up to here and here, pull back, continue the trend. If we take ourselves over to the 4 hourly, we can see how really nice it has been since the golden cross on the 4 hourly. So golden cross on simples, golden cross on exponentials, retested the 50, retested the 200, V-shaped recovery, and then some. So this is how you would expect healthy charts to behave, recognizing that the 200 exponential had been major resistance here, and here. So once it had been reclaimed, it was like a major breakout really, and we can see that now. So anyone who's in this, well done, because I think that there's plenty more to be had, unless of course the whole market decides to just fall, and then this will fall. But this can fall and then rebound quite easily, all the way back down to the 200 exponential, 20%, 25%. And a bounce from there, and recognizing that we do have a golden cross on the daily, which often gets retested. If it got retested straight away, it's back down to 20 to 21% move back down, and then that would be a buy the dip, a major buy the dip, because this is a bullish chart, and we've got everything on it that you would expect to see for a bullish chart and continuation. The week hasn't closed yet, but if it were to close like this, it's one of the only charts that I can see that it's above all moving averages on the weekly. We may even get a positive cross on the MACD on the weekly, above the 0 point as well. Again, we've got to wait till Monday morning to see what this close is like, but it looks good to me, I have to say. You also had a pump signal generated all the way down here at 10 cents on the itchy cloud, and the next time we get a cross, it's likely to cross above the cloud, which would mean that it'll be a weekly trend signal. So to be fair with you, this looks like, as far as I can tell, and all the things that I looked at on the Patreon stream over the last week, or at least on Tuesday, I remember this sticking out in my mind, and I'm looking at it now thinking, probably should have bought really. And it's obviously too late to buy into it as of this very second in time, but dips on this one I think ought to be bought, not just for the short term but also for the long term, because if we get this trending move, the conversion baseline cross above the cloud, Chiku span above price, which might confirm maybe over the next month or two, but certainly into the end of the summer, that would be the epic signal that would give you a weekly trending move that should lead to a full-on reversal. A reversal to the all-time high. The wick high is 60 cents, candle body high is 52 cents. And I know some people will be like, oh, that's not much for me. But that is a target, it's not the end result. Who knows where it will be? Which is why I urge you to watch the video I made yesterday about where we are in the cycle, my projections. Not predictions, but projections, and where we are, as far as crypto cycle is concerned. That would be a useful thing for you to watch. Anyway, so the weekly looks good. It can be better. The daily looks good. Pretty good, to be honest with you. Looking for that confirmation of the pump signal tonight. The 4-hourly is obviously looking really good. So let's just check the intermediate time frame of a 12-hourly. Another golden cross. We've got golden crosses all over the place. This has the hallmarks of a chart which is ripe and ready to run. And run hard. It's just unfortunate that it's doing it at a time where Bitcoin and all Bitcoin's best friends are basically not running at all. You don't really need me to show you that. So what we'll do next, just to finish this off with what the overall environment is like for traditional markets. So kind of what we were saying about the Dixie was that we got our breakout where we had that situation with inflation, CPI print. I predicted that what we would likely see would be a pullback and then a bounce. We got a bounce exactly on the support, and now we're trending back up. So the dollar is bullish still. In fact, the dollar is very bullish. And you'll be looking for all these targets to get met. So the first one is more or less already been hit, which is these candle bodies over here. This is the descending triangle. You're looking to reclaim in increments. That's number one. And obviously the next level is 106.36. That looks like it wants to be had. If we get rejected from here, excellent, but I don't really see why we should be. There's no real reason why we would be. It looks like the dollar wants to keep going, so that makes it a bit of a negative trading environment. Similar to that, we also have oil, which again is why I predicted the situation with CPI being lower, so inflation going down. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold going on here. Is because I'm on a bloody log scale. Is because oil going down usually reflects in CPI, and oil has gone down and now it's bouncing back up again. So if oil breaks out above $80 again, if we can break out above $80 again, then I think towards the end of this summer we're going to start to see inflation go back up again. So with the oil going up and the dollar going up, that's a bit of a recipe for disaster for all assets, really, because it will move over into CPI, which could then affect markets as the inflation goes higher. So we'll just keep an eye on both dollar and oil. So again, as far as the overall trading environment, it's not the most favourable really for buying into assets, especially high risk things like altcoins. I'm only pointing this out because it is a particularly interesting chart, which should be, well, I mean, taken seriously is I suppose it's fair to say it should be taken seriously. It's a good chart, but it does run extra risk when you have the big bad boys like Bitcoin and Ethereum that are currently trending down, and it makes it a little bit more skeptical that this can actually break out. Anyway, I found myself sitting here rambling now, so it's at this point I think it's probably best to nip it in the bud. So what we're talking about is a bullish chart being one of rows. The trading environment a bit on a knife edge at the moment, with oil and Dixie looking like they want to break out, but not confirmed, not quite yet. For major continuation, that would be, and obviously Bitcoin and everybody going down. So trade with extreme caution. But if there was any altcoin that you're in right now, and again, I'm not suggesting you buy a green candle, but if you were in this already, then I think it would be. There's worse things to be in, let's face it. My main focus for rows would be a closure like this, at this price or higher, to get that pump signal, which should play out over the next week or so, if we get it. So I like it. I think it looks good. And also buying the dips on this, I would certainly be picking this up if I get the opportunity. The closer we get down to 11 to 10 cents. I think this would be great. Right, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.